live
Woohoo!
from the windowless side of the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pants, joined by just Ari, the Data Queen.
It's me.
It's just the two of us. In today's Who is Greg Abel Anyway? Called May. Oh my God.
Stuck in March.
May 7th, 2024. Biz Nuggets in a top 5 list. A really short one, though.
Yeah, I got 5 nuggets for you.
Yeah, I know. Ari wrote nuggets for the first time maybe ever.
No, I've done it before. This is my best, I think.
Well, have you done it one other time before?
Yes.
So then
we'll see what our listeners think.
If we have those. All right. Our show today is being sponsored by Free Float Analytics, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. If you're curious about if your directors actually generate shareholder returns or how big the gender power gap is at a company, go to freefloatanalytics.com and sign up. It is free.
It is free.
Like all free.
People wonder how we make any money.
So do I. It's free, and how many directors are on that?
Oh, there are, current directors. There are about 90,000 current directors.
90,000 current directors across, what's that, 9,000 companies?
Yep.
9,000 companies.
And getting more.
You can look up any company, basically, that exists.
Yeah, go look it up.
That's a little shocking. All right, let's get some nuggets going. I'm going to start. I'm going to do a few, and then you're going to do a few, and then I'm going to do a few.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds very planned out.
All right, here we go. Does anyone know if non-technical is a racial epithet? Headline of the week. Elon Musk says there are too many non-technical managers at Boeing.
Well, if Elon Musk says it, then it must be racial.
Yeah, just so you know, this is what he said about Boeing. Do you want to fly in an airplane where they prioritized DEI hiring over your safety? That is actually happening. That's what he said about. So a non-technical must be somehow racist.
Yep, it's a wolf whistle. Not even a dog whistle anymore.
If I don't open my eyes, it isn't real. If I don't open my eyes, it isn't real. If I don't open my eyes, it isn't real. Headline of the week. Notice how I was rocking back and forth?
With your eyes closed.
Yeah,
I was hoping you wouldn't open it.
The head of NASA says he trusts SpaceX because Elon Musk put someone else in charge.
Oh, boy.
That's the head of NASA.
Oh, we're in trouble.
So this is the quote. Elon Musk, one of the most important decisions he made, as a matter of fact, is he picked a president named Gwen Shotwell, said Musk. But this is what Musk said about Gwen Shotwell, that in my brain. This is my imagination. Do you want to fly in a spaceship where they prioritize DEI hiring over your safety? That is actually happening.
Well, we know he's not prioritizing DEI.
He can't be.
Come on.
He hired a woman to lead
never.
SpaceX. He hired a woman to lead Twitter.
He's just being smart.
Didn't he? Isn't that the woman he hired? There's a woman he hired to lead Neuralink.
Yep.
So when he does it, it's not DEI. No. But when someone else does it,
it can only
be DEI.
No one else can find qualified women.
That's what I thought. All right. I don't know. You don't listen to these very often. Do you know the Hey Maz?
Yeah, the
Vaguely?
meatloaf thing.
Yeah, well, this is Damien's bit, but I'm stealing the bit.
All right, what do you have?
In our Hey Ma, do we have any Oreos? I really need some Oreos. No, take this pill instead. Okay, tell Dad not to buy Oreos. Headline of the week. FTC moves to allow generic versions of Ozempic.
Okay. How do we feel about this?
I mean, they're going to allow a generic of the biggest drug in the history of drugs. I don't know how I feel about any of it.
I really want Oreos now.
Okay, good. Well, in our next headline, in our Hey Ma, I took the pill, but I still want some Oreos. Tell Dad, get Oreos. Headline of the week. People will keep eating Oreos despite Ozempic's surge, according to CEO of Maker Mondelez.
Oh.
The CEO of Oreos Maker says,
so our drug is too good.
Forget about Ozempic. Our drug's better. It's called Oreos.
We got them hooked.
You need an Oreo. In our I'll bet you $10 my 6-year-old soccer team kicks your 6-year-old soccer team's ass. Of course it's legal. Soccer is a game of skill. Headline of the week. Dave & Buster's plan to allow betting on arcade games draws scrutiny. Here's the company that owns Dave & Buster's. Here's what they said. Lucra said, most of the wagers across the software platform, which allows users to compete for real money in friendly competitions, are on average about $10 in size. Lucra said the arrangement with Dave & Buster's isn't subject to some gambling regulations or taxes that sportsbooks are because peer-to-peer betting is considered skill-based.
Wow.
So does that mean my 6-year-old can bet on her own game?
Yes, I think that's what it means.
That's what it means,
She doesn't
right?
have to be 18.
She doesn't have to be
She just
18
needs
because it's a
access to money.
skill-based competition.
Yep. This is the rise of the 6-year-old bookie.
But if I bet on my 6-year-old's game, am I gambling?
Well, you're not her peer, are you?
That's true. But
If
I'm
you-
betting with another father or mother at the game.
So,
That feels peer-to-peer.
that feels like
It's very
a fun
confusing
Saturday
to me.
afternoon.
I'm just saying it's very confusing to me. And honestly, you went to the game.
Dave & Buster's. I love Dave & Buster's. I'm excited.
Not David Buster's,
Oh,
but kids'
sorry.
soccer games.
Yes, I did last Saturday.
It would have made it more entertaining if there was gambling.
I didn't even need any money on the line.
I'm just saying.
I was all in.
Okay, let's wrap up mine. I got two more
so
before we get
this
to
Dave
yours.
& Buster's
Yeah.
thing, this is not like they don't have an app where you can also play games on an app yet.
The app is a Dave & Buster's related app where you bet on the game that you're playing against a peer in Dave & Buster's.
like physically
Yeah,
playing.
Okay. I believe it's app based, but
Okay.
in Dave & Buster's.
Because FanDuel has like virtual arcade games where you can also bet.
Can you actually tell me though, how is the average bet size $10? Like the game costs $2 to play, and your bet on the game is 5x the cost of the game.
It's all about the bets now.
It's
That's it.
entirely about the. You'd only
That's it.
go.
That's the fun.
I mean, if you played 20 games, you would pay $50 for games and $200 for bets.
Or you could win.
That's bananas. That's bananas. In our, hey, has anyone seen where I put that rhino DNA? I know we killed them all with the mining and the hunting, but I thought I left some DNA lying around here just in case. It was in a yogurt container marked rhino DNA. Headline of the week. Should we seal DNA samples of Earth's endangered species in a moon crater?
Oh, this is time capsuling. Is that what we're
That's a
doing?
real question that we're asking. Should we send basically a species times capsule because we cannot protect them?
Mm-hmm.
We've destroyed them all.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Let's
That's
send
in a yogurt pot, I imagine. And then finally, until we get to our segment, thank God.
A more fun segment.
In our, well, shit. Have we tried the Mayans? No, they're extinct. What about Vikings? Also extinct? Did we leave any DNA in a moon crater we can use? No. Okay, just sell some pork lattes in China, I guess. Headline of the week. Starbucks is running out of Americans to drink its expensive coffees. I like the idea that Americans are going extinct to Starbucks.
Starbucks and Amazon are running out of Americans.
I know, there was a story a while ago about Amazon was running out of workforce because of its churn, and now Starbucks is running out of people to buy its expensive drinks.
I mean, they keep making it more and more expensive.
It's not only is it more and more expensive, but there's a Starbucks everywhere.
Yeah, every corner.
Actually, I have to confess something, and I'm embarrassed by this.
Did you go to Starbucks today?
No, I did not. But when we went to Tokyo, the only place open when we woke up at like 4 in the morning, because we were on some other time zone, was Starbucks. So we ended up eating Starbucks like every morning in Tokyo. It was the only thing that was
At
akin
least
to
it's
breakfast.
better than McDonald's?
I guess. Is that really what we're saying? All right, you do some of these because
All
I'm
right.
done with this.
I got you. We definitely, absolutely, without a doubt, never ever set up women, and most certainly not black women, to fail.
I don't believe that.
Headline of the week. President of ABC News is leaving after 3 years.
Wow.
Kim Goodwin. It's Goodwin, but with one O.
I think it's Godwin.
Okay.
But I remember Damien covered, this was at a time when like it was all women leading the networks.
She was one of the women when all the women were leaving.
Yes, she
networks.
was, yeah.
Yeah. But, she got brought in to shake up the culture of the Disney-owned ABC News org after allegations and investigations of racist and inappropriate behavior.
Oh.
Because, of course, the black women can fix all of this.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. In our It's Leviosa, not Leviosa headline of the week.
That's like a Hermione Granger deep cut.
That's a millennial. Where are my millennials at? Wave, I think it's pronounced Wave, an AI startup for autonomous vehicles raises $1 billion. The London-based startup isn't doing that silly... I know Damien has trouble with this word. I do
Generative?
too. Generative AI. It's doing embodied AI.
Oh, it's not Leviosa.
It's totally different. And SoftBank, Microsoft, and NVIDIA know this difference, and they threw them a ton of money. $1 billion, which is not that usual for a European company.
I can't believe SoftBank is doing it again, though.
Again.
Embodied AI?
Yep, that's what it's all about.
What the hell is that?
It's a group project, but only one kid does everything. Headline of the week, and I know you're going to hate this one.
I'm sure.
Tesla leaves the expansion of EV stations to others.
Well,
Tesla was the only one doing the work, man.
They weren't doing the work.
They weren't.
They were the only car maker doing the work
for themselves.
But it was other, like, you had state, you had some like federal subsidies. In fact, Tesla took $17 million in federal subsidies to expand the charger, so there was one standard, and then fired the whole team and left it to everyone else. So good on Tesla. They made $17 million without having to do anything.
Well, now everyone else is going to pick up the EV expansion.
Yeah, one kid does everything.
The group projects, man. That was me. I revolted one time. In our what? I thought this is what they meant by going the extra mile. Working hard. Bootstrapping. Headline of the week. Qantas reached a deal to pay a $79 million fine for selling thousands of tickets to flights that it had already canceled.
Finally. Yeah.
I mean, that's so creative.
They did that in 2021, 2022.
They did that for an entire year.
Yeah, they did it for a while. Actually, what's impressive is that it's only a $79 million fine.
Well, it's Australia.
They sold thousands of tickets to flights that had been canceled.
Yep, some of
thousands.
It said that it had been there for a month. They did this throughout a year for flights that had been canceled a month in advance, and they were still selling it.
Still selling the tickets.
Like no big deal.
Yeah.
And finally, from me in our I hope no one else suddenly dies this week.
Oh, I don't like this.
Headline of the week. Boeing gets new inquiry over work on 787s.
That's right. I saw that.
The FAA is investigating Boeing after a recent disclosure that Boeing employees may have skipped some inspections on the 787 Dreamliners and falsified aircraft records.
I'll have more on that in a second.
It doesn't get worse. Oh, you did this one too?
Well, I did two of yours. But don't worry. Your jokes were funnier.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, let me wrap up the Nuggets, which is a couple more. This is just a few bad apples. Our team caught the issue and gave the CEO a 45% raise as a result. Headline of the week. Boeing says employees falsified 787 Dreamliner inspection records as FAA opens new probe. Here's the information about this. The engineering team had assessed that the misconduct didn't actually create a, quote, immediate safety of flight issue. When they say immediate, like we've assessed it, it's not immediate. That feels terrifying to me.
Yeah. They're saying, oh, okay, this can be good for, maybe 100 more flights.
Yeah.
But we don't know that for sure.
It won't fall out of the sky probably now.
Right.
But just wait, because this is what wasn't inspected. In fact, Boeing confirmed this. They may not have completed required inspections to adequate bonding and grounding where the wings join the fuselage. That's where the wings connect to the plane, right? I'm not misreading that.
Nope.
So they didn't inspect the place where the most important parts connect to the other most important part.
Yeah.
That seems
Yep.
not great. But don't worry, Dave Calhoun, they did announce a 45% pay raise for Dave Calhoun.
Good thing, because he's leaving soon. He's got to get those in there.
So it says here on your resume that you're actually choosing yourself for this position. That's interesting. That's excellent, actually. It also says that you have skills in falsifying inspection records and staying laser focused to avoid quality escapes. This is great. When can you start? Headline of the week. Top Boeing executive weighs in on qualities the next CEO should have as the search for a new boss takes more twists and turns.
A team player.
That's a real team player, yeah. I mean, I love the idea that anybody at Boeing should weigh in on what the CEO should be.
Where's the board?
I know. Where are they?
They don't matter.
They don't matter. That's true. If the plane was a Boeing, it would have been Boeing's fault, though, right? Headline of the week. I just had to include this. A passenger had their flight ticket canceled after trying to smuggle a bag of snakes in their pants past a TSA checkpoint.
Oh my God, was this in Florida?
Yes, it was in Miami.
Oh my God.
It was in Miami. And it was a bag of snakes. He shoved snakes into an Oakley eyeglasses, little container
Carrying
thing,
case?
and put that in his pants. Not his pocket, in his pants.
Okay. Well, at least TSA, they got their eyes open.
But I really wanted Boeing to be involved. I really somehow wanted it was on a Boeing plane. This is like a whole bunch of plane ones.
I know.
Got another one coming up. 2 more. We literally just figured out the flying the plane part. Now you want us to give you your money back for not flying it? Jesus, pick a lane. Headline of the week. Airlines plead tech failure after government orders automatic refunds for wrong travelers. So you covered this in Goodliest. The airlines are now saying the tech doesn't work.
I believe them. Their tech is worse than banking tech.
Well, I mean, banks, their whole thing is moving money around.
Yeah, and they have supposedly the worst tech ever.
But this is, when the government tells you issue a refund
and they're saying
you're
we can't.
I'm sorry, we don't know how.
Yeah.
That's shocking. You've done it before. You must have a way how.
When you go to the counter and then they print, whenever they print a thing and it's and it has that paper with the holes on both sides that you can rip.
Yeah.
That is the 1920s here. That was a joke.
Not actually the 20s then. And finally, in our BIZ Nuggets for today, said continuing board chair Richard Goiter, ask Vanessa. Headline of the week. Qantas to pay $79 million for selling tickets on canceled flights. Vanessa Hudson is the new CEO. She's the Glasscliff CEO. The glassiest of Glasscliff CEO, and Richard Goiter's still there.
What is he doing?
He said he was going to stay until the next AGM because he's so useful.
Oh, right.
In overseeing stuff.
Right. This is the Calhoun way.
That's the Calhoun way. I like that. That's it for our BIZ Nuggets. Let's move on to our top 5 list for today. I kept it short and simple.
Okay.
All right? Because we got things to do, places to go. Top 5 list today, U.S. large cap companies with the most connected directors.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about, I added one caveat to what is connected, but do you want to talk about the definition of connected here?
Sure. We look at the historically we have closer to 200,000 directors, and what companies they have sat at, and the timeline of them being a board member. And we do Johnny spent time with Jane at this company, and we go on and connect people that way. It's a web.
It's the web.
It's the social web of
directors.
It's the
social web. And we look at it within 2 degrees, right?
Yep.
We look at it by saying, if you know somebody directly, you can call them, or 2 phone calls away.
Yep.
That's our
So
thing.
if you know someone directly, you're 1 degree away. If it's a friend of a friend, it's 2 degrees away.
Friends of friends.
Friends.
The only caveat I added here is I also included insiders. I said if you're an insider, you're connected, right?
Yep.
So These are the top 5 U.S. large cap companies with the most connected directors. Starting from number 5, Colgate-Palmolive. 10-person board, 80% of the board is connected
Wow.
inside 2 degrees, and two of the members are insiders, right? So
They go way back.
that's a very connected board.
Yeah.
Everybody on that board mostly knows. Imagine being the other 2. Like, you're like, I don't know you guys. How do you,
We're the independent ones.
That's a majority. Here's number 4, Verizon Communications, a 12-person board, 83% connected. There's only one insider on the board. That is the CEO who was taking spreadsheet notes of his mood every single day, which is the greatest thing ever. But good to know, 92% of the board that isn't the CEO of Verizon are also CEOs from somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
It's really
made up of CEOs.
It is an all CEO board for the most part.
I love that when you started at 5, it was 80% connected.
Yeah, number
Like,
5
that's
was
pretty high.
80% connected.
Yeah.
Just wait until we get number 2 and 1. Number 3, General Motors, 13-person board, 85% connected. 15% of this board went to the same school.
Is it somewhere in Michigan?
I don't know. I didn't even look at the school.
Probably Chicago.
But
Not Michigan,
It
but,
might be, actually. Detroit.
Yeah.
All Detroit schools. Number 2 on the list, Target. A 12-person board, 100% connected through other boards.
Target can do no wrong.
100% connected, Ken. 17% of the board are insiders, 83% CEOs, and 17% went to the same school.
Wow.
Does it get more incestuous than everyone on the board, either by being at the same company as them, going to the same school as them, being connected to them on other boards? That's a lot. And that's number 2.
Yeah, does it get more than 100?
Number 1 is 100% connected Carnival Corporation on the 11-person board.
Oh.
100% also on Carnival, but it got, I made them number 1 because it was a tie, because they're 27% insiders on the board. 27%, more than a quarter of the board is actually working at the company, has worked for the company, or has material transactions with the company that would make them all compromised. So even if they weren't connected some other way,
Yep.
they are connected.
They probably all go on cruises with each other.
Yeah, that one, we don't have that data point though. But I will say this, and to end the show, because that's all we got. We don't have time for more, and you're not listening anyway. But we just are running tests right now on board knowledge, skills,
Yeah,
right?
skills.
We have mapped director skills that we've estimated based on where they've worked before, places that they worked, industries they've worked in. And we now have a map of 80,000 directors, current directors, with their potential skills. It's in a beta phase, but we're real close.
Yeah, but think about it. What type of skills would you like directors at Carnival Corporation to have?
Yeah. Do you want them to have a lot of math skills? Or do you want them to be really good at sales and marketing? Or
How about safety?
good
How
idea.
about international trade compliance? I don't know.
That's not one of the skills I have,
too
but
much.
that's good. That's a good suggestion.
Lawyering.
That's Ari the Data Queen. I'm your analyst, Tom Mascardi. We are Free Float. We'll be back on Thursday with a proxy countdown, assuming Damien's back, because
Yeah.
Damien's like ill or on jury duty
he's
or
a grand juryist.
yeah,
He's
is
probably gonna be upset that I revealed his
Yeah, I think
identity.
it's supposed to be like highly confidential.
We won't tell you where.
Yeah. We'll be back sometime, but Thursday we got another proxy countdown scheduled, and Friday we got a wrap of the week. Until then, goodbye.